The Fuji XT3. I hate this camera in the sense that I love it so much that I hate the fact that a day will come that I will no longer be using one. For some reason, that's something I've been thinking about here lately. They stopped making these, I believe, a few years ago. You can still pick them up all over on the used market, but a day is going to come that this just won't be a viable option for me anymore. Now, the XT4 and the XT5, they're both great cameras, but they're not the XT3. The XT4 took away the screens that I love. The XT5 brought it back. But with the XT5, they don't allow the battery grip. And I've also been hearing recently that the XT6 that should be announced here this fall will also not allow the use of a battery grip. For me, a battery grip is an important part of a camera. Shooting weddings all day, it gets tiring trying to hang the camera. Having a different position to be able to shoot from definitely saves the wear and tear on the arm, saves the exhaustion of the muscles. To me, the XT3 is just a perfect camera. I love the image quality. I love the feel of it. I love using this camera. Anytime I pick this camera up, it makes me want to create. Now you hear a lot of people say that the autofocus on the Fuji cameras are not really the best. That really depends on who it is that you talk to. Talk to anyone who's been using the Fuji, and they'll tell you that no, the autofocus is great on these if you know how to use them. In certain conditions, the eye and face auto detect works absolutely perfect. If you're into a lower light condition where it doesn't want to quite detect the face or the eyes, use zone focus. If you know how to use the camera, it will do the job that you want it to do. The battery life on these, again, not the best. More updated cameras definitely have a lot better battery life. That's another reason why it is that I absolutely love having a battery grip. 2 batteries in this will usually last me at least half of a wedding day before I need to change out one of the batteries. So battery life is definitely something that I wouldn't complain about on it. There's just so many things about this camera that I absolutely love. I love the position of the focus switch. I love the feel of the dials. I love the position of the shutter release. There's just many things about this camera. I could just never explain to somebody my odd obsession with these cameras. I also have an XT2 that I still shoot on, and I think as well is a fantastic camera. There's just something about this one that always has me coming back for it. And it's going to be a very sad day when we're no longer able to pick up a camera like this. Now, does that mean that I will be done with Fuji? No. My thought is, if the XT6 that comes out doesn't allow for a battery grip, then I'll be switching over to the XH series. Not something I really want to do, is the XH series is more of a standard work type camera. That is something that I'd gotten away from. Now, I've talked this story before about how I had switched over into the XT series, but if you haven't seen it, I'd shot on Nikons and Sonys, and they just never felt like I was creating something. I'd picked up an XT1 on a whim, and as soon as I'd held that camera, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the shape, the feel, just everything about them. To me, they just felt perfect. Now anytime I pick up a Nikon or I pick up a Sony, it just feels like work. When I pick up one of these, it drives me to do something. It opens up that part of me in the same way as when I pick up a film camera. It feels like everything slows down. It feels like you are truly creating something and not just doing a job. Now I'm gonna hold on to the XT3s for as long as I can. I think it's gonna be a while. The one I'm holding in my hand right now, I only have 4,300 on the shutter. So this will last me at least another good 2-3 years. But it is sad just to think that eventually I will have to move on from a camera I have used and loved for quite some time now. If you haven't tried one yourself I suggest looking it up, find one. Get them on the used market for around $1,000. Pair it up with like a 23 mil lens, and it's a great combo. It's one that I think majority of people will find that they just really enjoy using. So pick one up before you really can't find them.